What's up, guys? Today we're going to be installing the Kwikset Deadbolts. Now, I'm going to break this down into 3 simple steps for you. And the first step is we're actually going to be starting with the deadbolt. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you have your previous lock removed. And you're going to start off with putting this deadbolt in there. And you'll see that you can do it long, you can do it short. Now, typically you're going to want to do it short. Whenever you put it in here, you're going to want to give a little bit of room left for the deadbolts. And then you're also going to want to make sure that it says up. Down there on the bottom, sometimes I've done it before. I've had it facing down and it'll mess up the whole lock. So you're going to want to make sure that you have a little bit of room. And then you're going to pull out your 2 short screws, which are going to be like this right here. And then with those, you're going to go ahead and you're going to screw those in with the drill. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now, and that's going to be the first step for you. Guys, now time for step 2 of installing this Kwikset Deadbolt. And we're going to be starting off with the bumper here. The bumper, you're just going to pop that right in on the front, and you'll see it slides in there perfectly. I want to make sure that it's all the way on there. And then the next piece is we're going to be starting with the front of the lock here. And you'll see it has this piece. It almost kind of looks like a loaf of bread or a sliced piece of bread. And that's going to be going in the middle of these 3 holes here. So that's where it's going to be going in. And we're going to go ahead and put that in now. So make sure that we're lining it up perfectly. There we go. Sometimes you got to wiggle it. And then it'll go in there. I'll show you on the back end what that looks like. So you see it goes in there perfectly right through the middle. And now we're going to do the final step here. And we're going to be using the back of the lock right here. And we're going to be using the 2 round screws. Now, how I typically like to do it is I like to put these round screws in here first. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then I'll make sure that they go through the holes, which they do. And something too to kind of note whenever you're doing it is, and you'll want to make sure that this piece lines up as well, is you'll want to be pushing on the front plate of the lock as well. So you'll go ahead and be pushing, because if you're not pushing on the front plate, what that's going to do is it's going to push this front plate off and it's not going to work. So you want to make sure that you're pushing on that front plate. And then whenever you get them lined up like I have here, I'll go ahead and screw them in, and then we'll go to the final step. What's up, guys? Now we're on the final step. And I'm going to show you real quick on the last step. I got both these screws in here, and something that's real common to do is sometimes you can do these screws a little tight. You get a little happy on the drill. And what happens is this starts to get a little bit sticky. And so if that's ever the case, you're going to want to make sure that you unscrew those 2 or loosen them up a little bit, and that'll help with the smoothness and fluidity of the lock. Now, last thing I'm going to go over with you, and I can't really show you the best example, but I'm going to tell you about it, is where this deadbolt is going in, you're going to want to make sure that it's going in smoothly. And so a good way to check is you're going to want to close the door, and then you're going to want to make sure that it's not hitting the strike plate when it's going in there. And if it is, you're going to have to adjust that strike plate. So that's a pretty common issue, especially with a new lock. But if you had like a Kwikset lock before, it shouldn't be an issue. I will say sometimes weather does play a factor on that as well. So if it's a little hot, you might see it be a little loose, and sometimes if it's cold, it might be a little bit tight on it. So that's something to pay attention to as well. But with that said, that's how you install the Kwikset Deadbolt. Subscribe, like, and if you have a question, go ahead and comment, and I'll help you out. Thanks, guys, for watching.